everybody. My goodness, this is like the epicenter of all cravings today, especially to have so many great Hall of Famers with us. And as Steve said, this is a huge honor for us to have the chance to be part of your lives. And I think somewhere, we got going quite a while ago. We started in 1921. And I think somewhere along the line we realized that we really weren't in the hamburger business. Now, it's always been 100% beef, steam grilled on a bed of onions. But I think somewhere along the line that really the business we were in is making memories. And giving folks like yourself the chance to have a place to call your own, to have a place where good memories can really be and grow. And for that reason, we're incredibly grateful to all of you. So let's hear it for our Hall of Famers. We also have some of the White Castle family members here. Shannon Tolliver, Meg Kelly, Aaron Shannon, and then we have, and actually I'd like to call these three forward now because they're also on the executive council. John Kelly, our Chief People Officer, Lisa Ingram, our Chief Operating Officer, and Dave Reif, also known as the Undercover Boss. But our first inductee from Richmond, Kentucky, Richard Crosby. We won't give this away, but there's something in Richard's story about 300 days. From East Prairie, Missouri, Donnie Fisk. See, we're constantly improving. Our next inductee from Troy, Ohio, David Fong. From just down the street in Lockland, Ohio, Constance Huning. You might recognize Constance because she's been all over the newspaper. From Colesville, Maryland, Patrick Keller. From DeSoto, Missouri, Brianna Litzman. From the great state of Maryland, Connie Lowe from Upper Marlboro. If you want to talk about generations of Cravers, Ancestry.com's got nothing over on Connie. From Hamilton, New Jersey, Andrew, Ben, and Pat, come on down. We've all heard of 2 men in a truck. Pretty soon we're going to hear about 3 men and their cravings. There were a couple of inductees this year who, because of other commitments, weren't able to be with us in person. We figured they're probably hitting the drive-thru somewhere. But Georgina Torres from the Bronx actually tells a great story about how she and her friends started going to White Castle. Just they had one coupon, and they went one day, and then they started to go once a week. And then once she and her friends were done with the class they were taking, what she decided to do was to go for 2.5 months straight every day. And now she's stationed at Fort Sill, so she's helping protect our country and keep us safe. But we're going to hold on to her award for her and make sure she gets it fine on time. So let's hear it for Georgina. Another inductee who couldn't join us tells a story of sliders in disguise. And it turns out Stephen Jones, who lives down in Texas, he needed to transport some sliders because he got a call from afar and needed to get these on a plane quick. So he got his dry ice, he got a special container, and he could not believe the service he was getting at the airlines. We've occasionally probably had a moment or two that isn't so good at the airlines. This was exactly the opposite. Everywhere he went, they were clearing a path for him. In fact, when he got close to boarding, they said, "Sir, we've cleared a seat for you in first class." And he went into first class. What he didn't realize was They mistook his cooler of sliders for an organ transplant. But our Cravers in Extremis inductee is Mr. Doral Chenoweth, also known as the Grumpy Gourmet.
Palace in my neighborhood, and she goes up once a week and gets me 3 to 6 sliders, but she goes in to get them because she wants a triple amount of the frozen of the onions on there, triple amount. So you have it your way, and we have it with a 205 Bordeaux.
I've got to give a shout out to the team in Richmond, Kentucky. I think I see Dale's boss back there. Dale and his team in Richmond, Kentucky, they're like family to me. In fact, there's a slider box that they hang up with my name on it on the Christmas tree in the lobby. I'm an employee. On the Christmas tree. I had gone to Cincinnati for all my degrees and eaten at White Castle a few times and liked it, but there wasn't one in Richmond, Kentucky, where I'm a professor at Eastern Kentucky University. And a few years ago, they built one. It's a brand new, shiny store. It's always kept very clean. And about that time, I saw the movie. And after watching what Harold and Kumar went through to get those White Castles that night, I thought, well, all I got to do is drive over there. So I did. And that was the beginning of a beautiful relationship. As my story says, I do not do, can I say? I'll just say the K place. I don't eat their burgers. In fact, I'm almost half ashamed when the one in Richmond closed down. I did a happy dance because they just don't compare to White Castles.
Ever since I was a kid, I ate White Castle. I didn't always have one in my hometown. I lived in the Boot Hill, Missouri, so Cape Girardeau, about, I don't know, an hour south of St. Louis, about the closest place we could get White Castle. Anyway, 2004-ish, I deployed overseas to Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. There was a little shopette, little PX, like a little commissary, like a little grocery store, real small place. As he said, I don't know how they got them. I don't either. I don't ask questions. The USO was always a big supporter of military, always has been, always will be. So they was part of it. Again, I don't know how, what they were. But anyway, I would go buy White Castles if they had them, or could. And I'd bring them back, cook them, keep them. Give me that piece of home I was looking for, I guess. Through all the chaos, and I could count on my family to send me White Castles, packed with dry ice, whole 9 yards.
I've been a fan of White Castles my entire life. I'll never forget, because we were coming back we had visited some of my family in Cincinnati. We were coming back, it was the day after Thanksgiving. No other place was open anywhere on the way home, except for, of course, White Castle. We stopped in there, my family, my 2 brothers, my 2 sisters, my parents, and I. I am, by the way, the runt of the litter. I'm the smallest one in the family. True story. So when we got there, my mom walked up to the counter and said, yes, I'd like 100 White Castles, please. And the guy looked at her like she was crazy, and we were like, no, she really is crazy, but she really does want 100 White Castles as well. Trust me. I like to, not having a White Castle in Troy, Ohio, where we live, one of my favorite things to do is to take people on their maiden voyage to White Castle. I'll never forget the first time I took 2 of my friends to White Castle. I go up there and I order, I said, can I have 15 White Castles and a Diet Coke, please? And they said, no, you don't have to order for us. I said, no, those are for me. That's your own order. So you have any of mine.
I was one of those ones that raised in a time when a nickel went pretty far. And my mother would, after school, if I had a nickel, instead of buying a candy bar, I would buy a White Castle. And I thought that was good nutrition. And then in the time, my time too, was the Victrola. And my sister, I had 2 sisters and a brother, and they would go out on a date and they'd bring a bag of White Castles home. My dad made homebrew, and we homebrew. Those days, and White Castles.
Well, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, Berkeley exactly. We have the White Castles on Natural Bridge Road. I grew up with White Castles. White Castles was always good to me, especially on dates, you know, when you go out for a dinner and go to a movie and she's still hungry at the end and you haven't gotten your kiss for the night and you only got $2 in your pocket. So you go through White Castles.
Wow, it is such an honor to be here today. Upon finding out my story was going to be published into the White Castle Cravers Hall of Fame, I had such a rough week and I kept thinking, geez, how can this week get any worse? So one day when I came home from school after having a bad day of dealing with the typical high school drama, everyone tries to avoid but magically manages to find their way into. So I got on Facebook to check my messages and I had one new message and it was from Cindina Palmer. That message changed my whole week. I was so speechless and surprised that she managed to find me to tell me she had some exciting news about the story I wrote about my grandfather a year ago.
This award means a great deal to me. It is so much more than just an award. It is a part of my family's history that White Castle has been a part of and remains so today. Memories of these little square hamburgers that my great-grandmother called Vimpies. They still come in little square boxes, just as they used to, and I'd pick the onions out of the box that was left with my fingers. They were so good.
So one day about 7-8 years ago, me and these two decided we got tired of all other like normal food places and we wanted to try something different. So we decided, why not White Castle? So these two showed up at my door one morning, video camera in hand, ready to go. We hopped into my car, made a CD full of pump-up music, and as we were cruising down Route 1, we were recruiting every other driver we could possibly find, screaming out the window, "Follow us to White Castle," trying to recruit as many people as possible. Within 10 minutes of getting there, we were so excited, we literally had to take our own shirts off.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
Hi, I'm Ben.
Hi, I'm Pat. We just want to say thank you for picking our story.
We are the new faces of the 2011 White Castle Hall of Fame.
Hey, Ben, where are we going right now?
To where it all began.
Are you excited to go to White Castle right now?
Dude, I am so pumped up.
Whew. How you feeling, Ben?
Food coma.
And now the most depressing part of the trip, going home.
Thanks, White Castle.
Thank you, White Castle.
Thank you, White Castle.
I'm John Boehner and a fellow 2011 White Castle Cravers Hall of Fame inductee. I'm sorry I couldn't be there tonight to join you in this celebration, but let me be the first to welcome you to this year's official Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Thanks, everybody.
No, I've only endorsed one thing in my life, and that's the White Castle slider, and they still owe me for it.
I grew up with White Castles as a child. I mean, we went to White Castles whenever we could, and White Castle's always good when you went on dates and things like that, and you only had a couple dollars in your wallet.
Well, I'd like to thank him very much. It's a tribute to my family, and that means a lot to me. And I pass it down to my daughter.
Oh, it was fun. I thought it was really great at my age to be inducted to something like this, which at 90 you don't get inducted too many things. Yeah. And I was never good at bowling or anything that I could get inducted to that, but I got inducted to White Castle.
I really appreciate it, and I'd like to thank the White Castle family. It's a humbling feeling, and I'm really grateful.
Well, this is wonderful. This is a great honor. I'm the former national president of a music fraternity, Phi Mu Alpha Sinfonia. Those guys will all know about it now.
I'd just like to thank everybody. It's been an outstanding experience, and I just wish everybody could enjoy this experience with me.
No one believed us. Yeah. I got the most dumbfounded looks. They always ask, like, how many burgers did you have to eat to get here?
And we love it. Yeah, I just want to thank them for this opportunity. This has been incredible. Anything beyond what we